From starting my first agency running Facebook ads for clients over 7 years ago to today making millions of dollars with dropshipping, info products, affiliate marketing, and various other business ventures, I've condensed and simplified everything that you need to know in 2025 about running Facebook ads to supercharge your online business. I'm going to be covering why you should be using Facebook ads, exactly how to set up your account, my go-to ad strategy, how to avoid bans and restrictions, and a couple other bonus items if you're able to make it that far. So first of all, what the heck are Facebook ads or meta ads? Well, meta ads are simply a paid form of social media marketing designed to drive traffic and conversions to your business. These ads appear in various formats, from Facebook feeds to Instagram stories and reels. Meta ads are the second largest form of social media marketing worldwide, just behind Google Ads. They are the lifeblood of thousands of businesses across the entire globe. And here's the pros and cons, or why you should be using them. You see, Facebook has 3 billion active users and Instagram has 2, which means that between those two platforms alone, you're pretty much covering over half the world's population. And unlike newer platforms like TikTok, Meta has decades of data built up to hyper-target the exact customer that would buy from you. Now, on the contrary, Facebook ads are known for bans and restrictions. There's so many things you can do to set the algorithm off, which becomes a massive pain, especially when you're scaling and it shuts down your account. Now, also, the competition is fierce, with multi-billion and even trillion-dollar companies pouring ridiculous budget into Facebook ads. It can be difficult to compete without the right strategy. And this isn't a hands-off platform. It definitely does require constant testing and new iterations to find creatives that are going to work and actually drive profitable sales to your business. And of course, they cost money. So if you're looking for a completely free form of marketing, you should check out one of my organic guides instead. With that out of the way, let's talk about exactly how to set up your Facebook ad account. Before you start running ads, now it's time to take care of the following. Make sure you have a personal Facebook account set up that is active and established. You want to avoid using a new account, as Facebook may suspect you're a bot and ban you immediately. If you don't have one, simply borrow it from a friend or a family member, yes, even your dogs if needed. And don't worry, the Facebook Business Suite won't affect the actual account, but it definitely does help to like posts, comment, and add a profile picture to make the account appear genuine. Next, make sure you set a strong password and turn two-factor authentication on to help build more trust with Meta. Additionally, it's also good practice to verify your business suite with your actual ID. That way the company will realize that yes, you are indeed a real person and not a bot. With all that out of the way, now all you have to do is head over to the Meta Business Manager page. Once you're here, just click create an account and log in with your personal Facebook profile. Enter your business details, verify your email, and that's it, you're in. The Business Center manages all of your business assets, including your pixel, pages, and ad accounts. Create your first Facebook page under Business Settings. This is basically what customers will see when you run your ad. Next, create your ad account inside of Business Settings again by clicking on Ad Accounts and then select Create Ad Account. Now next, when it comes to setting up your pixel so you can start to gather all of your customer data, install the Meta app on your Shopify store and connect it to your Facebook account in just a few clicks. Once that's set up, you're ready to create your very first campaign. And if you're not using Shopify, most other platforms have a similar integration. Otherwise, watch a brief manual tutorial on YouTube to show you how to connect this. Now, when it comes to setting up your campaign, you need to understand that Facebook ads have a hierarchy structure, from the campaign down to the ad sets, and at the bottom level, the ads. So think of your campaign as this big folder that holds your ad sets and your ads. Your ad sets contain all the targeting and all the settings in terms of who your ads are going to get pushed out to. And then of course your ads are the creative elements shown to your potential customers. When creating your campaign, just go ahead and click the green create button and select sales. Choose manual instead of Advantage Plus for complete control over targeting. And even though the algorithm will do most of the heavy lifting for you today in 2025, this is our first time setting up a campaign, so we should still guide it into the right direction. Name the campaign something recognizable and easy for tracking. Next, go ahead and turn off catalog items, since selling on Facebook Shop has complex requirements such as holding US inventory. And then go ahead and turn on Advantage Plus campaign budget. Start at either $50 or $100 depending on your budget. And what this basically will do is it'll allow Facebook to efficiently spend all of your budget across the creatives that you've put in. Now, when you're setting up the ad set, you want to go ahead and choose conversions as the performance goal and purchase as the optimization goal. Set the start time to the next day at 12 a.m. This is because you always want to give your ads a full 24-hour cycle so customers can be targeted at their ideal time. For location targeting, set it to USA, Canada, UK, and Australia for top performing markets. And then just simply leave everything else broad to fully leverage Facebook's insane algorithm and allow the creatives to do your heavy lifting. Now, when creating the ad, go ahead and select your page and then just simply upload your creative. Skip Facebook's optimizations for now. It's something they're still working on, and in my split tests, I've seen that they can decrease performance. Go ahead and add at least 2 primary texts, 2 headlines, and 2 descriptions. The goal here is to provide Facebook with enough variations to split test and find the best performing combinations. And then my strategy is to go ahead and duplicate the ad set about 5 to 7 times based on the number of creatives that you have, and then just publish the campaign. Now this part's really important, so make sure you pay attention. You want to wait at least 24 hours before analyzing any data to avoid premature conclusions. Once you have your key metrics in, you can start to analyze the performance of your campaign and see where things could be improved. A lot of this will eventually come down to your intuition and experience based on running ads before, but for now, we can stick to these helpful benchmarks, and if you're not hitting them with your ads, then you should probably go back to the drawing board and either test new creatives, a new offer, a new landing page, or a new product. Now, of course, depending on the metrics and the data that you see, that'll give you an indication or at least an idea in terms of what needs to be fixed to get better results. Now, the key metrics to track are going to be your cost per click. And I'd say a good target for this is to keep it below $1.50, which basically means you're spending less than $1.50 for every single person to click on your ad. Next is CTR, or your click-through rate. And I'd say a good target benchmark for this is anything above 1.5%. That means more than 1.5% of people who have seen your ad decided to click on it and actually go to your website. Next, we have CPM. The target for this is usually between $25 to $45. If you're getting extremely expensive CPMs, you might have to go back and rethink your creatives because Facebook's algorithm is putting you in a very expensive or competitive market and you're not reaching the right people. And then lastly, of course, we have ROAS, or return on ad spend. 1.5 for cold traffic campaign for physical products is generally decent. 2.0 and above is pretty good. The higher, of course, the better. But if you're not at least hitting these benchmarks, then it's likely you're below break even and you're probably not profitable unless you have an insane gross margin on your product. All right, so here let's take a look at a real live example. So inside of this ad campaign, what you'll notice is a solid CPM, which means that it's in range. We're not spending too much on our traffic. CPM just means how much money we're spending for every 1,000 impressions. So that's fine. But what we do see here is a high cost per click, which means that we're spending too much money for our traffic. And in order to take this campaign profitable, we'd probably want to bring the CPC back into our benchmark range. And what we'll notice is by looking at the CTR, because that's also below our range, if we were able to pull that up and make it higher, then chances are our cost per click would become lower and all the other metrics that follow, like add to cart, checkouts, and purchases, would then be improved and we'd actually have a good ROAS and a profitable campaign. So in this case, because we have a really low CTR, we need to implement new creatives. We need to catch people's attention better. We need to drive more clicks. And once we can do that, here's what happened. With similar CPMs, but a much higher CTR, we now have a lower cost per click that's in range, and the rest of our funnel has the ability to become profitable. But again, it's super important that you wait at least 24 hours or possibly even 48 hours if you're only spending about $50 a day, so that you actually have enough data to analyze and see what it is that you can improve. And once you have your key metrics in, you can start to make those informed decisions like I just showed you how to do. And then the name of the game is just keep testing a million different things. But it's really important that you only test one variable at once, because otherwise you won't know what's causing the changes. So now that you have a base understanding of how all of that works, let's talk about dealing with bans and restrictions, because this part is just not fun for anybody. And I really hope you don't end up in the situation where you have a great campaign and your entire Facebook gets shut down. So like I said before, Facebook is notorious for its bans and restrictions. You know, you could go from $1,000 a day to $0 in spend practically overnight. The key here is to stay compliant by avoiding products in dangerous or hazardous categories such as weight loss supplements or drugs. You can read up on all of Facebook's policies just to ensure that you're compliant. And the next thing that you want to do is make sure you're using your personal Facebook account. It helps if this is aged and you've had the account for a long time. Additionally, make sure you verify with your ID so Facebook knows you're a real person. Now, another great thing is to have backup accounts ready to go. I used to call my mom, my dad, my friends, anybody that I could get to give me their Facebook access just in case mine went down. Now, another alternative is the Facebook agency accounts. So maybe you've heard this term floating around, but all it is essentially insider Meta approved accounts with flexibility in your products and immunity to bans. So by having a Facebook agency account set up, it'll be almost impossible for your account to get banned unless you do something really bad. And generally it's about $200 to $300 per month plus possible transaction fees. Now, is it worth it? I'd say if you're consistently running paid ads and you've been having issues, it'll be a solid investment for you. Now, luckily for you, you can connect with me on Instagram and DM me for a trusted recommendation. I've worked with tons of Facebook agency providers over the years, and I've narrowed it down to some great options for you guys that also don't take a percentage of your ad spend. Now, let's talk a little bit about some helpful tips for scaling. You see, where I went wrong way back in the days is I was shipping out products that showed up damaged, defective, faulty, or maybe didn't even show up at the customer's house altogether. And eventually I got scammed 5 figures by a Chinese supplier that I was working with. And had I just worked with the right supplier networks from the jump, I never would have had all of those issues that inevitably led to my Facebook accounts getting shut down, feedback scores dropping too low, and DMCA takedown notices on my Shopify store. So to get things right from the jump, you want to make sure you're working with the best supplier possible. Now, way back when, I would have told you to find your own Chinese private supplier, but times have really changed since then. I used to think these fulfillment centers were basically just white labeling AliExpress and charging a markup for the product, but that could not be farther than the truth. The company that I'm partnered with and have personally been recommending for the past year is called AutoDS, and these guys have truly changed the industry when it comes to e-commerce fulfillment. Not only do they have the fastest shipping rates, they also have warehouses across the US as well as China to get faster shipping to your customers. Not only do they have the most competitive pricing for the products themselves, but also for the shipping rates, but they're shipping products from their fulfillment centers in the US as well, which means that if you guys wanted lightning fast shipping for your brand, you can do that through working with AutoDS. On top of that, they triple check every single order that gets sent out for quality assurance. You never have to worry about anything going sideways with your fulfillment again. And in one click, you can fulfill all of your orders on their easy to use intuitive dashboard. And it also takes just one click to import a brand new product onto your store and start selling. And they have thousands of products currently held in their warehouses and on their database. And if they don't have the product you're looking for, their 24/7 customer support will help you add that to your store immediately. It's pretty much the all-in-one tool, and if you're a beginner, there's no better place to start because it's like having multiple employees all working inside of your business and quite honestly taking care of the most annoying parts about running an e-commerce business. The next thing that gets overlooked is a system or process for creating content for your products and your brand. You see, content is the lifeblood of your brand, even if you're not running organic and you're just using the paid ads platforms like Facebook. The way the social media marketing is it's built off of how good your content is and how captivating it is. So Facebook will actually push out your ads more if your content has good quality rankings, people are engaging with it, and it's doing well. You'll get cheaper traffic because the whole idea here is these large social media platforms make money from people's attention. The more time they spend on the platform, the more ads they can consume, and the more companies will pay them so that they can advertise, right? But what happens when you're advertising a shitty ad that's making people leave the platform? Well, then they're going to charge you an arm and a leg for it because they don't want people leaving their platform. They want ads that are seamlessly blending in with the rest of people's feeds and that are also so good that are keeping people more engaged with Facebook and Instagram than ever by commenting, liking, checking out your profile, and so on and so forth. So when it comes to scaling, you need to figure out how you can create content every single day for the products that you're selling. Whether it's hiring UGC influencers, hiring a creative director to go out and find influencers to create content for the product, whether you're just really good at marketing and you're filming all your ads yourself, you need to come up with a system that you can use organically and then take the winners and scale them up on the paid ads platform as well. Beyond that, I see a massive mistake where beginners spend way too much time on the website. The truth is, in today's day and age, to be successful, you just need to be an insanely good marketer. Let's be honest. There's millions of people around the world that have access to the same products, that have access to the same services, but why is it some brands that rise to the top? Well, it's because of their user experience and their branding, of course, but more often than not, it's because of how great their marketing is and how much they're able to get that product out there through social media and through content. So when it comes to a website, All you need is a simple and effective landing page that removes as much friction as possible from taking customers from point A to point B. Some benefit-driven text, some high-quality product images, and nothing spammy or scammy looking on the landing page, and you're good to go. Now, 6 months ago, my AI store builder that you could use for 100% free, it would still require a lot of things that you need to do to make sure the conversion rates are high enough and actually make sales. But today we've fixed all those issues, and we've taken inspiration from the #1 converting dropshipping theme in the world to use on our store builders. This is what our store builders look like now. And like I said, it's 100% free. We'll build you a website from scratch, handpick winning products, load it onto the store for you, and the entire thing will be ready in 3 minutes. It truly is crazy, but all the barriers to entry in the world of e-commerce has been removed. And in just a few clicks, you can have all of this set up for you for 100% free. Make sure you guys access the store builder while you can before I have to start charging for it. Take full advantage, make as many stores as you guys want. It'll be down below in the description, highlighted for you guys. And that's it for the video. I wish you guys the best of luck in running your first Facebook ad campaign ever. If you want to watch an 8-hour video that I created this year where I teach everything that I've learned over the past 6 years in online business, I'd highly recommend checking it out, as well as some of the other videos on my channel. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in a week. Peace.